Imagine a health insurance plan that promises to pay 100% of your bills, offers unlimited cover, comes with zero waiting periods, and extends all these features and more at the lowest premiums in the market. That is the promise of Acko Platinum Plan. These are extraordinary promises any way you look at it. And when somebody is making extraordinary promises, मुझे लगता है कि you have to start looking at these promises in greater detail. You have to make sure that there is no sneaky business going on. So in this video, we will go through every big promise made by Acko, review the Platinum plan, and see whether this is in fact the best plan on the market right now. So let's look at the first big promise. Acko says that this is India's best health plan. अभी आप बोल सकते हो कि this is a promise that every insurance company makes. So there's nothing special here. However, if you go on their website, they actually have something that backs this up. It says Acko Platinum is India's #1 health plan as rated by LiveMid, जो है a very reputed financial publications. और उसके ratings page पे आप अगर जाओगे, you will actually see that Acko Platinum health plan is in fact rated #1. And it has a higher rating than HDFC Ergo Optima Secure, which in our opinion is perhaps one of the best plans in the market, if not the best plan. So clearly this is an insane achievement for a product and a company that was only launched very recently. So the question then becomes, why is this plan rated so high? The answer actually, in my opinion, is very simple. It's a great product that sells for an even better price. Just look at the product features. First, when you go and buy the plan, you get 2 coverage options, 1 CR and unlimited cover. So अगर कुछ भी claim हो, any disease, any issue, then Acko's coverage should be more than enough to pay for all your bills. But it's not just about any issue or disease. अगर आपको admit होना है in a presidential suite in a top hospital, then you don't have to worry about anything. Even if you want your family staying with you in a very plush room and the bill comes up to say 25-30 lakhs after a 2-week stay in a hospital, this plan can easily cover all the costs because the plan comes with ek to such a high cover, but also you have no room rent restrictions. You have no co-payment, no deductible, and the plan also covers consumables, जैसे laundry charges, attendant charges, and even food charges that the patient may incur during the course of their hospitalization. The other comprehensive features like restoration, no claim bonus doesn't even make sense in this context because the cover amount is only so high. So they don't even matter. And while the plan may not cover maternity, diagnostics and OPD charges, this isn't something that other comprehensive plans like Optima Secure cover either, so you can't criticize Acko for this. All in all, Acko Platinum is extremely feature rich. In fact, I would go as far as saying that this is a 5-star product from a features perspective. ऊपर से you don't even have to pay a high premium to actually buy the plan. अभी एक बार if you see comparisons between Acko Platinum and other top plans in the market, say your Niva Bupa Reassure 2.0 and Optimus Secure, you will see how affordable Acko's Platinum plan actually is. In fact, there's actually very little competition. For most profiles we evaluated, it's less than half the price of other similar plans on the market. So naturally, you can see why Acko's product looks so good on paper. So why shouldn't everyone buy Acko's Platinum plan? Why shouldn't this be, in fact, the first choice if you're looking for a health insurance plan? Well, here's the thing. First thing you have to realize about health insurance plans, most health insurance plans in general, is that the plans may look great on paper, but the moment you make a claim, all the features, everything goes out the window. Let me give you an example. Imagine you go to a fancy hospital and book an expensive room for your treatment. Unless the insurer approves your cashless claim and pre-authorizes some amount, not a single penny will be paid by the insurance company on your behalf. And in most cases, what happens is the moment you go to a hospital and the moment they have to estimate the cost of treatment, and this cost is say about 5 lakhs. 70% of the time in our real life experience, what we've seen is that insurance companies immediately deny cashless claim. They will say something like, no. We need more documents to assess the veracity of this claim. No, we cannot approve the claim based on the initial assessments by our team, and they'll give some vague reason explaining why they can't process a cashless claim. They'll ask you to go for reimbursement. So at this point in time, you will have to first pay the bill and then you'll have to wait for the insurance company to pay you back. And most people we have interacted with that Ditto, immediately, the moment they hear this, that they have to pay the bill, they'll say, no, we don't want to go to an expensive hospital. We'll say in a cheap room, we'll try and get discharged as soon as possible. So the first thing you have to remember is that just because you have a 1 crore or an unlimited plan, doesn't mean you can actually use 1 crore from your insurance plan. Unless everything is cashless, which as I explained, mostly isn't the case, you may not be able to put your plan to good use, which means the most important thing for you when you're buying a policy isn't just the features, but you'll have to figure out which insurer is likely to honor your claim without making you run from pillar to post. This is something that I believe that most ratings should capture, but unfortunately there isn't a big focus on this aspect, which is why it's important to talk to actual certified advisors before you buy a policy. And if you're looking for free consultations, don't forget to check out Ditto. We have some of the best advisors in the industry who will handhold you not just while you shortlist the policy, but also when you fill out the application, submit the proposal, and when you have to eventually make a claim. They'll explain everything that you need to know. And if you're looking to buy a health insurance policy, all you have to do is check out the link in the description box and book a call. We'll take care of the rest. Alright, with that plug out of the window, let's get back to Acko. As I said, it's very important to look at the features, but it's also more important to look at the insurer and their track record when it comes to claim settlement. The issue for Acko a little bit is that we don't have a very extensive track record to look at. The Platinum plan launched in 2023, and up until 2023 March, they've sold health insurance policies with gross premiums adding up to around 600 crores. Now, this may look like a large number, but we don't know how much of this is group insurance and how much is retail insurance. So even if I look at the claim settlement ratio, the complaints volume, etc., I won't be able to make a meaningful assessment simply because we have such a short track record. They only started selling retail health plans with a dedicated focus this financial year. So if I have to make an assessment of how good their claims experience is, I would need at least 2 to 3 years to start seeing how many claims they approve and how they approve these high value claims, especially considering the big promises that they're making with the Platinum health plan. Will they hold up to their promise? I don't know. But I don't have the data right now, so I can't make a very good judgment. Also, considering health insurance is such an important piece of your life, you have to ask yourself, are you comfortable with buying a plan from a new age insurer without the extensive track record? If you are, then the Platinum plan is a great choice because of the features alone. But if you're not somebody who just wants to buy a plan with great features, then maybe you have to reconsider your choice. Next, let's look at the low premiums. There is something that you should know about the premiums also. Now, Acko tells that they are able to offer such low premiums because they cut the middleman and they directly go to customers, which may well be true. But one thing you have to remember with insurance companies is that the premiums should adequately compensate the insurance company. If it doesn't, insurance companies will have to do one of two things. The first thing they do is usually bump up the premiums. So first few years you will see that the premiums are very low, but afterwards, once the claims start coming in, the premiums also start jumping 30%, 40%, 50%, and suddenly all the customers start panicking. Another thing is, at least we've seen this with one insurance company whose name I cannot name right now, but this insurance company sold its policies at very, very cheap premiums and managed to garner a decent market share also. But soon they realized that they were losing money, and in a bid to change their fortunes, they started playing around even with legitimate claims, denying even the most straightforward cases by asking for more documents, making silly deductions, and finding every loophole they can to deny claims. And at one point, it was so hard for us to work with the insurance company, even for basic cases, that we decided to cut the relationship entirely. We were like, this is not going to work, even though their policies were fairly good. Now, I'm not saying that Acko will go down this route. There is nothing to suggest that this will happen with Acko as well. But Generally, you have to consider these facts when you buy a policy that has no restrictions, that promises to settle 100% of the bill, but also comes at such a good price. In fact, if you look at social media, you will see so many people posting screenshots of Acko's premium quote and asking what is the catch? How come they're selling such good policies at such a low price? And this is the catch. If claims start coming in thick and fast, then maybe Acko will have to compromise somewhere. Maybe the premiums, maybe the claims experience, or maybe they'll miraculously find a way to not do any of this, right? So that's another thing that you probably have to consider when you're considering Acko ka Platinum plan. And finally, Acko's last big promise, 0 waiting periods. Now, 0 waiting periods make a lot of sense for prospective customers, right? Because nobody wants to buy a plan and have their claim denied because you're in the waiting period right now. So 0 waiting period is definitely a big crowd puller, and I think Acko's done a master stroke with this feature. But there's one thing that you have to know about Acko's Platinum plan is that it doesn't waive off all waiting periods. If you have a pre-existing disease, then the plan will still impose a waiting period that lasts anywhere between 0 to 4 years. In fact, when one of our executives called up Acko and asked if we could get a plan for one of our parents with some heart issues, they said they'll either impose a 4-year waiting period or they may permanently exclude that condition altogether, which means that if my parents were unfortunately diagnosed with that problem in the future, then this plan will not extend coverage for that specific disease. The only waiting periods that are actually waived off are the 30-day waiting periods and the 2-year specific illness waiting period. This specific illness waiting period is usually for diseases like cataracts, kidney stones, surgery of your deviated nasal septum, etc. And this is still a big benefit because if you get a kidney stone within 2 years of buying the policy, you don't want to be in a position to pay for something like that. You want your insurance to take care of it, and luckily Acko Platinum plan does just that. However, their claim of having 0 waiting periods is not technically true, because if you do have pre-existing diseases, Acko actually nudges you to buy their standard plan on their website with all the restrictions surrounding waiting periods. And I know that this could be disappointing for a lot of people who may have BP, diabetes, etc. But I honestly think it's the right move. By making sure that they only extend the Platinum plan to very healthy individuals, they're trying to limit the number of claims that could potentially come in the future. And if they successfully manage to do this well, then they won't have to worry about increasing premiums or denying legitimate claims. So ultimately, what is the final verdict when it comes to Acko's Platinum plan? Should you buy or should you not buy? Well, look, it ultimately depends on you, the customer, right? At Ditto, we generally shy away from recommending insurers with a short track record because we don't have enough data about their claims experience, and that scares us a lot. Honestly, it's very easy for us to sell these plans, but then if something goes wrong during the claims experience, then suddenly it gets very messy. On the other hand, we also meet customers who generally don't care about all of this. So they're looking for the best features and at a very competitive price. And claims ke baare mein yaar, it's like baad mein dekh lenge. That's the attitude. And if that is your approach to buying insurance, then there's absolutely no other plan that even comes close to Acko's Platinum health plan. And if you still have any questions about Acko, which health plan to buy, don't forget to check out Ditto once again. We have the link in the description box. Just visit the website, book a free call, and we will take care of the rest. So yeah, hopefully this gives you a good idea about Acko's Platinum health plan. And if you like the video, like always, like the video, comment on this video and tell us what you want us to cover next. We will definitely be reading through the comments and we will cover the topics that you want us to cover soon enough. Until then, happy insurance hunting.